Once they're gone forever. You can't put a mountain back together.
Mountaintop removal is a 6-step process that, as the name suggests, removes the tops of mountains, or sometimes the mountain itself. It involves clearing the land, blasting the mountains, extracting the coal, dumping overburden, processing the coal, and finally reclaiming the land. Its use gained favor with mining companies as a means of increasing the recovery of coal within the mountains, all the while reducing the number of workers needed to maintain that mine. Currently, mountaintop removal is being used across Appalachia in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Its impacts are devastating, affecting local communities, biodiversity, economies, and resources. The Sierra Club, Keeper of the Mountains, Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, Appalachian Voices, South Wing, Southern Appalachian Mountain Stewards, Highlander, Black Warrior Riverkeeper, and 7 other environmental organizations united to form the Alliance for Appalachia under the common thread of coal. The organization is a regional coalition of grassroots, nonprofit organizations with the goals of ending mountaintop removal, putting a halt to destructive coal technologies, and creating a sustainable, just Appalachia. Their not in your backyard, not in ours approach to the movement combines multiple strategies to build trust amongst communities, organizations, and states, as well as gain congressional support, all as a means of eliminating the use of mountaintop removal. The Alliance has utilized people's assemblies as a means of putting political pressure on the government to make changes in Appalachia. For example, in 2009, a mass assembly of 150 people from varying constituencies met in our nation's capital to lobby support for the Clean Water Protection Act. The group of coalfield residents, environmentalists, and others held over 150 meetings and orchestrated hundreds of calls to D.C. The act, which would prevent overburden from being dumped in nearby streams, was not passed, but their lobbying efforts generated national attention to the issues of mining waste. Representative assemblies used litigation further to push for changes within the government, spanning from the Bush administration to recently the Obama administration, with the interagency plan to address strip mining in central Appalachia, which led to over 90 mining permits being suspended or denied. Community outreach is the second major component to the Alliance for Appalachia's current efforts. The Alliance maintains mailing lists, phone contacts, and other media outreach tools to garner support for ongoing efforts. The organization also utilizes other media sources, including films, newspapers, and internet campaigns to raise awareness of current issues on the local, national, and international scale. The third strategy is active participation to get citizens invested in their region. Active grassroots participation within the Alliance takes numerous forms, including public forums, regular meetings, rallies, and public hearings to mobilize members. The fourth strategy operated by the Alliance focuses on a method called popular education that member organization the Highlander Institute used within civil rights groups that included Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and others. Members of the Alliance are dedicating a significant portion of their time and resources towards empowering the community to use their own experiences and local knowledge to contribute to social change. Specifically, South Wings is using aviation as a means of putting a face to the issue of mountaintop removal, taking community leaders, reporters, and others on flights to see the sights. With carbon dioxide emissions reaching the highest they have ever been in over 400,000 years, the visible effects of global petrocapitalism, the reliance on production and consumption of fossil fuels, are too on the rise. In order to protect themselves from the environmental and economic harms of a shifting energy focus, Appalachians are becoming increasingly supportive of a move from coal to renewable sources. The The vision of Alliance for Appalachia and its member organizations came to mimic the overarching goal of just sustainability in a warming world of Cooperation Jackson, an emerging cooperative in Jackson, Mississippi. Alliance for Appalachia could benefit from utilizing ideological models like those of Cooperation Jackson. Like Appalachia, Jackson faces similar issues of decaying infrastructure, declining employment, and dwindling democratic participation. Cooperation Jackson seeks to reverse those downward trends by rebuilding the city from the ground up, focusing on local businesses and initiatives, green technology, and community action. But that's not to say that the problems faced by Jackson, Mississippi are the same as those faced by cities in Appalachia. At the same time, the actions of Cooperation Jackson are not one-size-fits-all. So while their models of sustainable growth, development, and democracy can be applied to Appalachia, they don't take into consideration the complex issues of sustaining a harmful coal industry, lessening the perception of backwardness in Appalachia, combating generations of male-dominant mining households, or dealing with the effects of mining. While Alliance for Appalachia is up against major stakeholders and varying public sympathy on the issue, its goals can best be obtained how dozens of other environmental organizations across the nation and globe incite social and environmental change. By maintaining clear goals, mobilizing communities, and practicing just decision-making. The vision of Alliance for Appalachia is more than just limiting and eliminating the use of mountaintop removal at present. It is about creating just sustainability for the future. While having one clear, direct, specific goal is beneficial to a movement, efforts with mountaintop removal cannot stop at its elimination. Due to Appalachia's heavy coal reliance, the region is simply unable to remove that sector of its economy without an alternative. That alternative is renewable energy.